Hey guys, today we're working on this beast, the Land Rover Defender, and what we're gonna do is install this diesel heater into this spot right here, which can't really see because it's dark, but it's a spot under the passenger side seat box, and it seems to be where most of the people I've seen online put these things. Morgan is not very happy with the amount of heat that this thing puts out, which is like 0. It takes pretty much the entire drive to work in the morning for it to get warm enough to blow any sort of heat. And then the interior is so voluminous that voluminous vocabulary, so voluminous that that doesn't sound right either, does it? Anyways, it doesn't do much. Heat doesn't do much. That's the point. I bought this diesel heater and it was super cheap. It was like $165 on Amazon, and that's with a push button remote to start the heat in the morning before we even leave. So I'm gonna get started. As I'm imagining this will be like a 2-day project, and then Morgan will be able to drive it to work. That's it. Peace. Peace. I'm not leaving. You'll see me again in like 2 seconds. Watch. See? I told you. So, first order of business is, you can see it's kind of rusty in this box. So I'm gonna vacuum the shit out of it, chip all the loose paint off, and then spray it with some Rust-Oleum rust inhibitor black, and wait for it to rust some more, and then in 2 years we'll take the whole thing apart and repair all the rust and LS swap it. That's actually my plan. So I removed our toolbox center console here, and I'm in this little access panel. I'm already realizing a little bit of stuff. It did have a new transfer case put on before we bought it, and I'm noticing that whatever this bolt right here with the 2 brass washers holding this black line on, not quite sure what that is, but it's definitely not bolted up good enough. You can kind of see it. The bolt is crooked and those washers aren't flat, and I don't know what it does, so I'm gonna have to do a little research there. Also, this ground is disconnected, so I'll connect that up. I'm not quite sure what it goes to, but I'll figure it out. And the reason I wanted to get in here is because I plan on tapping a fuel line, and I'm trying to figure out which one I need to tap. So I got this cleaned up as best I'm gonna. I'm just gonna spray that with Rust-Oleum and call it a day with that. So that's where we're at. So yeah, it turns out some incompetent a-hole screwed whatever this hole is here. It's something for the transfer case. I guess it's got an oil line or something. I honestly don't know what the heck it is. I gotta look in my Haynes manual, see if I can figure it out. But it was very obviously this bolt was cross-threaded. It must not be like pressurized oil or anything, because definitely would have been coming out of there. But anyways, I got it rethreaded, so I'm gonna fix that real quick, and then hopefully be able to get to fucking with this heater. Okay, so I've come to a decision. There are a lot of fuel hoses or fuel lines, and I don't want to mess with any of them. I saw online that I looked at like 3 forums. One of them, the guy tapped into the fuel line that's running on the rail, and I just don't feel comfortable doing that. I'm new to diesels, so I just don't feel comfortable doing that. The other option, which apparently is a better option, is to tee into the rubber filler. I keep trying to show you guys like these dark inner spaces. Dark inner spaces. Oh, I've got them. My car's got them. All right. So there's the rubber filler hose to the diesel tank. I need to tap into that and drop a nice long line into the tank through that hose. It's a pretty small fuel line. Shouldn't be that big of an issue. And then I'll just have to run that from here on down to the frame, and then under the chassis will be a little fuel line. It'll be super simple. That's the point. Super simple. Drill a little hole in that thing, drop a little tube down. Super simple. Nothing could go wrong. Nothing's gonna go wrong. Okay, so this thing actually came with tons of this little nylon line. And I'm gonna use it because there was a lot of stuff on the forum said these came with shitty rubber line and to get nylon line instead, but this seems pretty sturdy, pretty good line. And then you do all the tees with this rubber line that came with it. So this is actually long enough to stretch the length I need and go down into the tank. So I'm gonna drill a tiny little hole in the filler neck tube and snake a bunch of this into the tank. All right, so the problem I'm having with the fuel line is that once it goes into the tank, it won't sink to the bottom. It's just kind of, it's not heavy, so it just kind of goes wherever it wants. So the decision I've made, which might be stupid, but that I can always undo, is to wrap it around this socket to weight it down. I've got it wrapped a couple times and then little zip ties on there to keep it. And that should make it fall to the bottom of the tank. If that's stupid, let me know. I'm sure there's a much better way to do this, but I'm working with what I've got and what came in the kit. And that's it. And I'm dumb. All right. So I've got fuel. I've got a fuel line. That's all. Just checking in. But to make sure I had fuel, I went ahead and blew in it. And listen for the bubbles. Boom. A lot of people think you gotta suck on it and see if you get any, fluid in your mouth. But you could really just blow it and listen for the bubbles. It's a lot better, a lot healthier. Stay healthy, guys. All right. I didn't take a video of it, but I did just fire it up on the floor to make sure it works. Hot wired it to this other battery. I'm gonna have to figure out the wiring tomorrow and where I'm gonna route this, because there's no carpet or anything in here to route wires under. So I'm gonna figure it out. I gotta go get some grommets anyway, because this stuff's all destroyed right here. I might just run it under that, run it under here, and then into the fuse panel over here. That might be the best choice. But I did want to show this this under seat box. It does seem to, it'll fit in this. No, it's hard to do this in one hand. It'll fit under here, right? And then I've got all this extra space right here that's not wasted for, you know, another battery or something like that. I want to save space, but it is a bit. Hold on, let me pull this out. It is a bit annoying because it barely fits in that space, and it's because of these, which will be popping through the floor. So once I get it in there, it should be good. There's a plate here, right here, that I'll have to cut a hole in the floor over here and put that where it needs to be. And then this little vent piece I'll pop out right here, and then we'll be good and done. And then I'll run it and see how long it takes for it to heat up the cabin. Hopefully it heats the cabin up in like 10 minutes. Online, that's what I saw. So we'll see what happens. That's it for now. I think I'm gonna call it quits for the night and go shopping in the morning. Peace. I lied. I couldn't sleep, so I decided to come back out here and work a little more. So what I got is a crude little hole and drilled the holes to mount the plate in there. I was working with a drill and a jigsaw, so it's not pretty, but it doesn't need to be. And I like I said, I drilled the 4 corner holes, and now I'm going to put a little gasket sealer on there, just around the edges. Let that dry up for a second, and then bolt it in, and then we'll be one step closer. One thing on this plate, before you bolt it in, just make sure you've got it oriented right, because of, hold on, let me bring this out into the light. Make sure you've got it oriented right, because, you know, it's got this hole for the fuel intake. And so, you know, if you put it on upside down, and if you bolt it to the floor upside down, and it won't go in right, and you'll have to redo it, which I'm sure I'll probably do, even though I'm going over it right now. All right, so this is all I've done is I just smeared that RTV around the whole thing, and I'm gonna go mount it up. I did have to supply my own bolts for the mount up. There weren't any in the kit, so thought that was a little weird, but whatevs. All right, so I got it mounted up, and it is really a perfect fit. When you're looking straight down, you can barely tell it's there, and there's still a whole bunch of room left for activities. So I don't know what I'll put in there, but the option is there, and that's nice. And then the air outlet, where did I put that sucker? Oh, I lost it. It's right here. Will just be right here. And hopefully that'll work. I think it will. Hopefully it's not like so hot that it like burns the passenger's legs and whatnot when it's on. But for the most part, it'll work. I'm happy about it. Hey, just got back from Harbor Freight, where I bought a bunch of shit that I didn't need, but included in that was some grommets and some hole saws, some bigger ones. I got a small set, but I didn't have a set big enough to do the size hole I needed. So now I can cut a hole for the hot air outlet, and drill a hole with a grommet to run this wire somewhere. Don't know where yet. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go directly to the battery, actually. I just decided that. That's what I'm doing. That's it. Let me get started again. Y'all, I did make a mistake. I don't really know what I was thinking. So if we climb up under here and show you what I got. So there's the outlet for the heater. This is the air intake for the combustion, and this is the exhaust. And of course, I mounted this exhaust forward. My thinking was that I didn't want the exhaust gases getting sucked into the air intake, which I think still makes sense, but I mounted it forward, and of course when I'm driving and I have this thing on, the air is gonna be, you know, pushing the exhaust back into the tube. And the instructions specifically say not to do that, but I didn't read those until after, which is the opposite of what you're supposed to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that real quick. All right, problem solved. Pretty much anyway. I'm not like super happy with it. I would like to have tucked this up in here, but there was really no way to secure the bracket that holds it all up in here without, I mean, there was no way to get up in there with a drill. So I've got it down here. I think it'll, you know what, now that I'm looking at it, I'm gonna try something else. That's better. I like that better. So yeah, that's what I've got. I think that'll work. If this looks stupid, like it's not gonna work, someone let me know, because I'm kind of winging it here. But it's away from the wind. It's pointed down so that the condensation can come out of it. Yeah, that's gonna work. I'm gonna put everything back together. I think I'm done. I think that's it. Yep, pretty sure that's it. Well, y'all, we did it. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's rolling. And it's exciting because it is very warm. Much better than I thought it would be. Oh, gotta put a little bit of stuff back together. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna mount this thing up. But let me find oh, hey, I've got it. Check it out, put your hand in front of that thing. Right?
Ooh, it's gonna be so toasty.
It's nice, right?
Is it supposed to smell like that though?
That's the exhaust. It's an actual, like, oil burner.
Like outside?
Yeah, it's out. No, yeah, yes.
Look, I don't want to die of a carbon monoxide poisoning.
Why? I get $100,000 if you die of carbon monoxide poisoning. I actually have a carbon monoxide detector coming in.
Fit for in here?
But yeah, we'll have to put it like way back at the corner. But yeah, so this will literally heat this thing up in like 10 minutes.
And it has a remote?
Less than 10 minutes, and it has a remote, but it's not a two-way remote, so I can't really, like, you can't really tell. You just kind of got to trust if it turned on. So we'll do some testing.
How do you turn it off then? Like when I get to work?
Same thing. I'll figure it out. I have to figure out the computer system still. I forgot I was recording all this. Say hey, Morgan.
Hey, Morgan. What a dad joke. What a dad joke.
Oh, I just wanted you to come out here and see it for yourself. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. I'm so excited. All right. So now that Morgan's gone, I can show you what I got going on here. My battery is dying in my light, so it might flash. Yep. So I got this vent installed, and in here, you can see it's connected with a little short piece of hose right there. I ran my power wire through here, and into the battery box under the driver's seat and just directly to the battery. Seemed like the easiest way to do it. I didn't have a little jumper port to hijack another fuse or anything. I gotta drill another hole somewhere and figure out, actually I probably won't drill a hole, I'll probably just snake this out from the top. But I don't really know. I guess probably just put this thing like in the center console or something. I think I'm just gonna throw the controller into the glove box. I don't think I need it on display or anything. I was just telling Morgan actually that there's another life where you could mount it in this fender and put it right into the original blower system and use it for heat, because the heat in this thing is shit. And this thing's less than $200. That's A plus. A plus. If you've got any sort of vehicle, diesel vehicle, where the heat sucks, because apparently that's a thing, I suggest this. I suggest it. And I am a connoisseur of nothing. And I'm not a connoisseur. I'm not a smart guy, but I suggest it. If you want to take advice from stupid people, do this.